What's up guys? Today I'm taking a look at a brand new gel blaster. This one here is a replica of the German World War II assault rifle, the Sturmgewehr 24, or STG-44 for short in English, and it's made by the airsoft manufacturer AGM. This is a very long, very heavy gel blaster, which just so happens to shoot the highest straight out of the box velocity that I've ever seen from a stock gel blaster, averaging around 380 feet per second. This blaster does have its fair share of flaws though, but before I get into those, I just want to quickly thank Safari Zoomer Tactical here in Adelaide for lending this blaster to me for the week. If you don't live in South Australia, you can still order blasters from Safari Zoomer. They'll just come with a serial number engraved on them. I also want to quickly thank Re-Enact SA for lending me all of the World War II props that you'll see in the background throughout the video. Check out both Safari Zoomer Tactical and Re-Enact SA at the links down below. First things first, let's discuss the external build quality of this replica, which is absolutely exceptional. It's made entirely of metal parts, giving this a very hefty weight for a gel blaster of 3.6 kilograms, only 1 kilogram lighter than the real thing. It has an imitation bolt that you can play around with, as well as an adjustable leaf sight. One thing that's a bit of a letdown is the fire select. Instead of rotating like the real deal, instead it slides forward and back to go between safe, semi and full auto. Aside from that, there's not really much I can fault in the looks department. At the back it has a real wood stock, complete with a an oil compartment on the top, as well as a slot for installing a sling. The sling that it comes with though has a clip on either end, so it's not really designed to work with that slot. Now I have seen a few posts online saying that the buttstock is wobbly out of the box. This one here doesn't seem to have that issue, but I'll just quickly open it up and show you how you can fix that. The stock is held onto the rest of the blaster by a rather hefty pin. By removing it, we can have a look inside the stock. There's two screws in there, one at the top and one at the bottom, which connect the wooden stock to the metal coupler. If your stock is loose, try tightening these screws. As a last resort, you could try filling in those holes with some toothpicks and wood glue, and once it's dry, try re-tapping those screws to fasten the stock. Inside the stock, there's a hollowed out part where you'll keep this blaster's battery, which happens to be an unusual NIMH chemistry rather than the usual LiPo. It's an 8.4 volt, 1100 mAh with a mini Tamiya connector. The blaster comes with a charger for it, which for some ungodly reason has no indicator on it at all to tell you when the battery is charged. So personally, I'd just stick to using a regular old LiPo battery with it instead. With my own battery installed, let's discuss the mags. Do you notice anything missing from the top of the mag here? That's right, there's no mag terminals. This blaster uses shaker mags. 2 AAA batteries go inside the bottom hatch on the mag, and when this button on the top here is pressed down inside the mag well, any vibration from you firing the blaster will cause a sensor inside the mag to tell it to feed gels. Or even if you just lightly bump it. The motor inside the mag makes a sound so annoying that it'll have your teammates and enemies alike swatting imaginary mosquitoes away from their ears. Personally, I haven't had any issues with the magazines feeding. They feed quite reliably, in fact. Although the sound is quite annoying, and having to maintain AAA batteries in all of your mags before each game is a little bit annoying too, when they could have just done mag terminals like every other gel blaster has. Although it will be a little bit easier to HPA this blaster because of the shaker mags. With the battery and magazine installed, it's time to show you how ridiculously hard this thing shoots out of the box. 367, 369, 392, 391, 371, 376, 384, 395, 387, and 376. Compared to most other gel blasters that usually shoot 300 feet per second to about 330 stock, this blaster is shooting an insane 395 high, 367 low, and an average of 380. Very impressive numbers. It's a bit high for the rule set of most skirmish fields though, and if you want to swap out the spring, this cast V2 style gearbox doesn't have a quick access spring retainer, so you'll have to take the blaster fully apart. So it's quite a lot of hassle if you want to make this thing shoot any weaker than it does out of the box. But now let's fire it on full auto to get the rate of fire on 11.1 volts. On an 11.1 volt LiPo battery, it's getting 906 rounds per minute or 15 rounds per second, and it's still shooting just as high in velocity. I had heard that the numbers drop a little on full auto, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So now that we know how hard it's shooting over the chronograph, let's test the accuracy at a distance of 30 meters. Let's see if we can walk this over to where I'm going to shoot from without the shaker mag going off. I move my arm, it goes off. Here we are at 30 meters. From 30 meters away, out of 24 shots fired, only 6 hit within a 1 meter diameter target. That's only a 25% hit rate at 30 meters, while most gel blasters, even the worst ones I've ever used, will have at least a 50% hit rate. I didn't plot where the shots that missed went because most of them curved so badly that you couldn't even see them in the footage. So now stand a little closer at 20 meters, where most gel blasters should never miss a single shot, and we'll see how this blaster does. At 20 meters, out of 25 shots fired, only 11 hit. That's only a 44% hit rate, which means this blaster has worse accuracy at 20 meters than every other gel blaster I've ever used at 30 meters. And here's why that is. This blaster has a very big problem hindering its accuracy, and that is the barrel. The inner barrel ends about here, giving it all this outer barrel to traverse through before exiting the muzzle. That results in collisions with the inside of the outer barrel, drastically impacting the accuracy. And while the muzzle does feature a 14mm counterclockwise thread where you could screw on a hop-up, because of that distance between the hop-up and the barrel, gels won't be aligned with the hop-up tongue, so it's kinda pointless. What you could do, and what I'd recommend doing, is extending the barrel so that it comes out of the end of the muzzle, or at least flush with the end of it. Then screw on your hop up and away you go. If you want to get to the barrel, you have to take everything else out, including the gearbox, and the barrel's the last thing you can access. There's plenty of videos online of the airsoft version of this disassembly, but I'm sure the die-hard World War II replica fans out there will suffer through that, and you will get much better accuracy as a result. So what do I think of the STG-44? To be honest, this seems to be more of a display piece rather than something actually skirmish practical, at least out of the box. With a longer barrel and a hop-up, if you can put up with the constant mosquito-like buzzing of the shaker mags, you could definitely make this blaster work. Though the 390 feet per second performance out of the box may prohibit you from using it at many gel blaster fields. And the heavy weight of the blaster might not be for everyone either. But that's all I have for you today, guys. This shoots too high of a velocity for me to actually record any gameplay with it. If you want to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and click my face up on the screen now. And here's 2 other videos that you might enjoy. Once again, thanks to Safari Zoomer Tactical for lending this to me, and thanks to Re-Enact SA for the props throughout the video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.